Is this even fucking working? Oh my god, it is. Am I live on Twitch and YouTube at the same? No game. I love that. Um, Shit. I was not expecting this to work. Like, bam. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my pop up my YouTube chat, get my doc. Hey, Robert. Can you hear me? Okay. It's been a hot minute since I've like tried this shit, so I'm literally trying to set this up because I've never done this before on a multi-stream. Streaming. Ow. Oh, I'm good? Okay. So I'm just trying to get YouTube chat. There we go. So now I got my YouTube chat here. I'm also live on Twitch simultaneously without using Restream because good like that. Um, yeah, Taz the Fox now. It used to be Drakonman the Fox, but Taz is, I don't know, it's nicer, my opinion. Actually, it kind of coincides with my new fursuit. And yes, I am wearing shorts. I finally finished the boyo. I said I was going to do this when I finished them. Yes, I've got hairy nipples. Says the people in my Twitch stream. I'll put on the head later. I'm trying to get this set up because I've never done this before, so just bear with me. But basically, I wanted to do a just chatting stream because I have an itch for furry conventions lately, and I don't have any to go to. I got a little event coming up in like November, but it's not really a con. It's just like a furry rave party because that's what we do best. That's It'd be nice if the stream information on my mixer were playing nice. So the last con I was at, Fertile Equinox 2024. Yeah. I got the new name. But 2024, and I don't remember anything from this con. And I think I did make a comment in my video about not being able to actually attend anything at the con because the fucking elevators sucked. Like they just sucked. Oh fuck! I just lost my YouTube chat. Yeah, no, it was 40 minutes going down, 40 minutes going up from the elevators, and it was the worst fucking experience ever. So easily like the worst fucking year for um Vernal Equinox. But with that said, people are doing. Hang on. I don't know. I just want to watch con videos because I do this every so often where we'll just jump in on fucking stream on YouTube and just watch con videos. So let me get up a browser source. Capture. Oh, capture audio. I forgot that's a beta feature. Hopefully no porn pops up because that's definitely popping up. Oh shit, I forgot. Webcams. There, that should look a hell of a lot better. Once I'm not as vertical. There we go. Because of course I always have to do a Infernal Equinox fucking content. Because it's my home con. I gotta pay tribute. Also, holy fuck, some of the fursuiters in this, like, I thought, oh my god, that's a cute fursuit, and then immediately find porn of them after the convention. Because of course. That was a cool fucking shot. Oh yeah, look, the guy porn of a couple times. So I'm probably gonna get in shit for the audio here because YouTube copyright is disgustingly bad. So hang on. Okay, this is my live stream. Let me just take this off. Hang on a second. Non-copyright music. Come on, SoundCloud, give me some of that good old-fashioned... royalty-free, non-copyright music. Can I just have, like, a playlist going? Background music for videos. Yeah, I saw you sent me some pictures. The, Peely Bone. There we go. Now we don't have to have any copyright issues. That is loud as fuck. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that killed my eardrums. I mean, that's basically the same kind of music that would be for, on the fucking YouTube video anyway. So a little bit of a flashback, actually. This memory just kind of came up to me recently where there was a local furmy called Floof. And I remember there was a group of journalists. They were young, like they're in college, like learning journalism. And they fucking... I was talking to them because I just so happened to be a radio student at the time. And they were very disinterested in me, but the second someone else came up to them, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm autistic. They fucking jumped on him just, like, instantly. And ever since, like, where I'm going with this is just, like, there's been so much fucking negative media now. Like, there's always negative media, of course, but, like, people have been using furries to, like, gain clout or popularity lately, and I want to go over some of those videos because there's a guy quite recently. I don't even think I can play his fucking content on my stream because he says some pretty racist shit, and I don't know if you noticed, I'm a little not dark. I'm pretty white, but he got kicked out of Anthrocon, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. But I can't repeat what he says. I can't. It's bad. Well, let's just say he was a colored man and he went as a raccoon. It's like full makeup. How's my day going? I got back from work 3 hours ago. It was a rough day, and by rough I mean I didn't do anything, and as soon as they were about to send me home early, we got a rush of cars coming right in. So it was just non-stop work today. Well, non-stop work right at the last, like, hour of my shift. I think the one thing that was... There's actually, like, con videos now.
A quick rundown of my experience at Infernal Equinox while I play this footage from the fursuit parade in the background or some other
I missed the fursuit parade.
My review
So,
is going to be a little
I was very disappointed in this,
I have been making
because I wanted to go to the fursuit walk this year, but at the time we were grabbing burgers and getting food and stuff. And when we were done eating, it was about time for the walk to start. But too bad it takes 45 fucking minutes to go down an elevator. 'Cause that was a huge fucking problem.
a long time, and I'm often just
And I'm not going down and walking down a flight of 12 fucking stairs in a full fursuit. That's just not happening.
I'm there to feel, how the event is going, walk around, see people, hang out, vibe, check out random events.
This guy's voice is smooth.
I am rarely there with a very mindset of I must do this, and attend this, and I must shop, and I must do this. So it's a little bit different, and you're my...
When I go there, it's always the mindset of, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Why am I here? I hate every single one of you. Not literally, figuratively, but I hate every single one of you.
And I think overall, it was a good experience for a lot of people with a few caveats.
A few caveats. I couldn't even enjoy the con.
So let's go over the good first. Getting people into the convention doors in terms of getting badges seemed pretty smooth. And
I will actually give props to Effie for that one, because I literally walked in and I'm like, yo, can I have my badge, bitch? And they're like, yeah, here's your badge. Instead of the fucking... It was Midwest Fur Fest 2018 I went. It was 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours worth of fucking wait time for a badge on the Thursday. I should probably put on a pair of pants. I feel a little too naked to be on stream, even though I am covered, but I'm currently just wearing shorts. But anyway,
pretty fast. They have typically been pretty organized in that regard for the last few years.
No, actually, I will say that 2023 was a good. Well, I mean, it was only a 45-minute wait. But the line was, with all things like regarded, it was a very slow line for how few people were actually in it. It was 45 minutes for like maybe like 30, 40 people. It was fucking stupid. Like actually fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but it was kind of...
friend who didn't. Alice was through the door pretty quickly as well, so... That part of the organization, and in general, getting people into the door to most, and I'll talk about that later, events, was as smooth as can be expected. That's the
smooth as to be expected. No.
Was the vibe, I think, again,
Holy shit, actually I love it. Speaking of getting into events, that year, they had police. Hang on, I gotta take reacting because I'm having an allergic reaction to dust. But that year they had police checking everyone's bags before going to the raves, but they didn't think to like pat down the fursuits that have like inner pockets in their suit to hide their shit. Got away with a lot that year.
It's a friendly atmosphere. It's a good space for what we've got, with a couple of caveats, but we'll talk about those again. Lots of rooms, lots of big rooms. Sometimes not optimally used, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Why did you talk about it now? You brought it up.
Things is it's a good location-ish.
Location-ish. It's the only one. Here's what they don't tell you, is that it's our only option in Toronto, next to a Sheraton that's connected to like 4 other fucking hotels.
They were fun. There was a bit of a vibe issue
but the problem is that we can't afford it.
On Saturday, which we'll talk about, but overall, it seemed people were having a good time. It was a good chance to meet people, sort of run your laps of the convention area and the Western Harbor Castle and see people. Overall, I think that's good.
Hang on a second. I'm going to split this so I can have this over here. And I can watch y'all motherfuckers while I'm watching this motherfucker.
Like fairly standard vendor stuff. Nothing really jumped.
Oh, I did the thing that I said I was going to do. And I actually volunteered at the convention. And they set me up at that dealer's table right there. And I did some merchandising, packed a little bit of stuff. It wasn't anything major, but like, help out at your local cons.
super different
or
from
just
last year,
cons
but
in
it was always
general.
good to see the stuff there. Again, I'm not a very active shopper, so I'm a bad judge of that sort of thing. Oh yeah, I did pick up my
I will say that the I mean, it's not a terrible dealer's room, but like it.
badge from Iron Raptor Studios. Here, we'll see if we can put a photo in there of it.
Actually, hang on. Speaking of shopping, in my YouTube video, I put a little blip of me. It was extremely cut, an extremely cut blip of me losing my shit on convention staff. Basically, they said there was this night market, and they said it was closed when it really wasn't. I understand they needed to disperse the line because, like, it was a hazard. It was 2 floors worth of fucking line. And by that point, I already waited like an hour just to get down out of my fucking hotel room to get into this line. And then they tell me basically the line's closed. You guys need to disperse. And I'm just like, I fucking had enough at that point. Like, it was just nonstop waiting at this convention. And I understand it wasn't even like the con itself's issue. It wasn't like the con staff. The con staff were doing what they could. It was 100% the issue with the hotel. But the problem is that I'm spending over $1,000 fucking dollars for this weekend, and I'm not getting my fucking money's worth.
Thanks for the.
In fact, especially when I'm giving. Well, okay, like I said, it's not the convention's fault, and that's fair. But like, especially when I'm giving my time out of my holiday to volunteer. And I just get dicked around the whole weekend. I mean, I did volunteer, it was on my prerogative, but like, I don't know, man. It was a real kick in the balls.
Badge was a little bit delayed because we didn't get to meet up at the end of last year. But hey, finally picked up the badge this time. I managed to suit up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for a couple hours each day.
I did get to suit. I did get to suit with this fucking idiot right here. Look at this fucking idiot. Look at this fucking idiot, and don't tell me that he hasn't used a TikTok money glitch, bought a timeshare, or thought he could get a Nickelback if he bought a Nickelback CD.
So I was able to walk back and forth between my hotel.
Why are you purple?
And the Western Harbor Castle.
Or just way better.
And overall, I had a fun time. It was really cool meeting people. And I think the neatest part was people coming.
How old is it? 5 months ago with 700 views. Okay, that's fair.
Hey, Cheshi, I know you from TikTok or YouTube, and that was
nobody knows me anymore.
Just being recognized, it's a great. Scarlet Wings did an amazing job, and it's such a very.
I'm glad.
It's a very distinct suit in terms of color and design, so I think it does stick out a lot, and that's great. And trust me, it was always an amazing surprise when someone came up and was like, "Oh my god, I love your videos," or "I love your TikTok."
Oh my god, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Also, I fucking hate burbs. They're local.
My review.
Why did I go back to the start?
Didn't have very many rooms in the hotel, and I think there was apparently people booked in there for a wedding in the other tower, which basically.
No, there's nobody booked in a wedding in the other tower. The other tower has been under renovations for 5 fucking years. That's the issue, and for some reason we still put up with their bullshit.
Basically, sealed that other tower off from our usage.
And it was also happening while Toronto Comic Con was happening, which might actually explain why they moved to a different weekend for FE, because then there's more rooms available if we're not booking at the same time as another convention.
I can't confirm that. I haven't gotten, I have not confirmed that, but that's one thing I heard. Maybe it's just rumors.
No, it's definitely just rumors. You heard wrong.
It sucks as a convention because
you heard
hotels
wrong.
Sucks, not because we're bad or because we misbehave, but because we don't buy catering. We don't buy for all the extras that business events do or weddings do. So they will always hold out for weddings and business events.
That's not fucking true at all. Wrong. Catering is not usually done by the hotel. It's usually done by a catering company. In this case, I understand that the Westin does offer chefs and shit like that. But 9 times out of 10, you're getting a catering company to do it.
They don't care because the $10 to $100+ a head for catering at these other things, for everything from a simple breakfast all the way
You
to
are
a full wedding meal,
blowing
means that
hot
they get
air
that second
out of your sphincter, sir.
we can't
Or madam, I don't know, I don't judge.
compete that easily. It just is what it is.
It's 2024, chicks can have dicks too, it's okay.
That left a lot of us not in the main hotel. There were 3 or 4 different overflow hotels. They weren't full, but there were still a lot of people who were transiting between them or traveling between them.
Yeah, so actually there is one good thing that they did do. FE did have a bus going from hotel to hotel to hotel. Not bad. Especially when it was showed up like every 15 minutes.
Now,
And like it was a 10-minute walk anyway, like.
the weather behaved, which meant that we were able to walk back and forth. People who were able-bodied were able to walk back and forth. Had the weather been like the weekend afterwards, which was, huge amount of snow, that would have not been possible. So Fernal very much dodged a bullet on that one.
Yes, they absolutely did.
We had almost perfect
Because like the previous year there was blizzard.
weather for it. It was
Oof.
dry. There was a little bit of rain on Thursday. Out. But we got very lucky. Now, there was a shuttle, which had some very curious hours.
Actually, speaking of which, I remember furries just hanging out, looking down at the road, just chilling in the hallway, and the fucking hotel staff told them they couldn't be there. They couldn't loiter. I'm just like, we rented the space! Shut the fuck up!
Not operating between 2 and 7 or 2 and 9 p.m. on the days. And I get the mindset for this as a convention. If it's a traditional convention, you go in the morning, you stick around all day, and you go home at night. Except for a furry convention, the people using that shuttle might be going back between that 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. gap. The 2 primary groups.
The thing is, though, is that, like, when in doubt, just fucking Uber, because it was less than 5 minutes. Like, it was like a 10-minute walk. An Uber for that much is, like, maybe, like, $10 max. Like, maybe.
We're going to be using the shuttle for
Now it's stabilizer software. You don't need You don't need stabilization software when you've got a GoPro.
Or people.
Thank Garrett Claridge, if you're ever watching this, I still have your GoPro.
With mobility restrictions.
I've upgraded it though. I bought the GoPro mod.
Of those will necessarily guarantee
Hey, Slasher. How are you doing?
For those 7 straight hours in the afternoon.
I am currently bitching about furry conventions because I really want to go to a furry convention, but I don't want to go to MFF and I don't want to travel. I just want to do furry shit.
Go back.
Also, I got a new upgrade to my suit. I'm not wearing it yet. It's very hard to wear and talk at the same time. My glasses disappeared. I have glasses for this guy, and I don't know where they went. They're somewhere. But I 3D printed glasses for him and had them nice and smooth and shiny and glossy.
I get what the shuttle was trying to do, but it wasn't really optimally designed for a furry convention. There were legends of the shuttle. I think I saw it twice. It was going by completely empty because no one knew where to get it. The variable time of when it was going to arrive meant that if you were at for instance, the Novotel and the weather was good, it was a 10 to 15 minute walk to the convention. So if you were able to walk in your suit, well, you would. Because the likelihood was it was going to take longer than 10-15 minutes for it to show up.
The thing is, like, the shuttle, if there's a lot of fursuiters who can't make that walk because their fursuit's just fucking huge. There are duffel bags that can compress down into a purse. And that's what I'm going to be doing, because I got a duffel bag that goes like massive. It fits my whole fucking fursuit in it, and I'll just be carrying it. Like if I don't get main hotel, I'll just be carrying it back and forth. Like I don't give a fuck. I'll dress up in the headless lounge.
Now again, I can walk a good distance in the.
And then all the stuff that I'm not going to be wearing with me is just going to be like in the duffel bag.
Suit and the weather was okay. If one cannot, that's not an option. For people with mobility issues, that's always a problem. If the weather had been bad, the shuttle probably would have not served the purpose adequately. Better signage, better understanding of the spots.
That is true. I didn't even know where it picked up or dropped off.
if the hotels.
I don't even think I actually saw it, but I also wasn't
My
looking for
suggestion
it.
is this: add a change and baggage only storage area for fursuiters. So I know there's a bag.
Problem with that is that the convention would be held liable if shit got stolen. That's a problem.
Don't want to have fursuits in storage because they're expensive. But even a place where, in a headless lounge, where we can roll up with our bags, get changed, give the bags to a staffer who puts, put your duffel bag in your suitcase or your box in your bag and all this other stuff. Give it to a staffer. They hold your bags while you run around for a while. And when you're done, go back to the headless lounge, change back out.
See, now you're asking too much, because who's going to staff that? Who's going to do that?
And the only thing you leave in the check there is your baggage and maybe your change of clothing. So, you keep your wallet with you, you keep anything expensive with you. You don't store your fursuit there. If you want to store your fursuit, you go put it in bag check. But that would help enormously, because there is a...
But, like, if my jacket and stuff, like, I got an expensive, like, fucking $600, $700 jacket that I wear alone, let alone the other fucking clothes that I wear, which are usually designer.
Bag check.
Fucking Christ, my glasses alone are just fucking polo. Like...
But it's a pain in the neck to deal with compared to where the headless lounges are. So just a thought, to make a more convenient changing and arriving in area. Something for a future
I see that as a risk.
Or maybe
a huge risk.
Will actually open up more hotel rooms. Who knows? The other bad thing was the elevators. And I don't have any visibility.
Oh, am I in this video? Let's see. Probably.
What was wrong with the elevators? I just know that they were an incredibly long wait. I don't know if some of them broke. I don't know if they were limited usage or people were using them too much.
No, it was just there was way too many people.
Hotels are not designed for people to be going up and down the elevators constantly all day. Usually business events, you have a big rush in the morning, maybe a rush at lunch, and maybe a rush at dinner, even if that. But it's not...
I hate anyone who defends that elevator. What about every other fucking year? It was not a fucking issue those previous years. Even, like, the previous year, when the numbers weren't that far different. The hotel fucked us.
A, suits where you can only fit a couple of them in the elevator, and B, it's not all day. And I think that took its toll on the elevators, and I heard half-hour waits to get up the elevator or get down the elevator, which is not great, especially if you're in a suit. I don't really have an answer for that, unfortunately. Again, a dedicated changing spot downstairs, or at least you can go up.
I did the cheat code and used the service elevators up until the point they threatened to ban me. On which I still use them, because fuck you. I'm paying $1,000 for this weekend, and I'm not having it spoiled because you guys fucked up.
But a little bit more comfort out of your suit might help. Elevators are perpetually a problem at every single fan convention I've been to, be it anime, sci-fi, furry, or whatnot.
I'm sorry, but Anime North, when we were at the Doubletree Hotel, there was never a fucking issue for the elevator. And that was a con of 35,000 people.
The only answer is get...
Please, explain that one to me.
Which isn't really an option here. And the other bad...
I know, I'm so passionate about just elevators. It's amazing. It's amazing how fucking angry I get at these elevators. But until you've experienced it, it was bad. It was really bad.
As I said before, we'll put a pin in this. The other bad event thing was the night market. Now, for those...
The thing I talked about earlier, where I fucking lost it. Because at that point, I've waited hours and hours of my time wasted going to and from my hotel room, whether I wanted to suit up or have something to fucking eat, take a shit, no less. Like, anything... Like, I'm not even trying to be frivolous, like, oh yeah, I want to go back up and down, oh, I left something down, I gotta go back out, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. It'd be, I go down to the con space in the morning, check out the convention, get some food, hang out with my friends, and then somewhere around afternoon, I go back to my room. Hang out in my room, and then go back down to the con space. Problem is that if that takes an hour to do both ways, or no, hour to do one way, there's a problem. You've now wasted 2 hours of my time just so I can do the thing that I spent over $1,000 to do.
Those of you who don't know, this was the first year that Fernal introduced what was called the night market, and it was tucked in the basement. It was meant to be a vending area for 18 plus
Yes,
stuff.
this has always pissed me off about Fernal Equinox. Over the years, they'll always tell you that they were an 18 plus event, and you are not an 18 plus event. They're an all ages event. They are correct. I look up a Twink and Dact. How come? JK, you look great. I don't know how long ago you sent that message because I've been kind of ranting here. But that's because I'm 32 now, Dio. That is why I look like a Twink and Dad. Hang on. I can make this much worse for you. There we go. I'm an automotive technician. Oh, you just sent it good. Okay. So I'm an automotive technician. I'm a fucking homosexual. And I'm old. So 32 years of goodness. Like yeah, uh-huh. You like this? I got that bod. I gotta fucking milk this for everything I can while I still can. And then even when I start getting fat, I'm gonna get on Ozempic and stop eating. Stop it. Why? You'll pass. Okay. Anyways. What I was saying about Fernal Equinox, they're always like, oh yeah, we're open to everyone. We are an all ages event. But then my very first year, they were openly advertising a fetish ball. Can't really be an 18 or an all ages event when you're openly advertising a sex party at your convention now, can ya? Then they moved to the next hotel and they started saying so they moved to a different hotel. The con went under different management. They're like, oh, we can't do this kind of stuff anymore. We gotta look good in the public eye. And it became this, it was so much of a fucking debate constantly where they're just like, should we allow harnesses at the convention? Yes or no? And everyone got fucking mad. They lost, like, I remember this, they lost their shit over just something as like small as like wearing a fursuit harness at a convention. So they eventually allowed it. Then they're like, well, you can't have rubber suits at the con or like pop hoods. And then people lost their shit. Here's the thing. Kids, if you want to have like an all ages event, go for it. But just remember, adults are the ones with the fucking money. Adults are the majority of the furry fandom. Adults are the ones spending the fucking money. Kids are not. Why the fuck are you catering to the minority? That's my P's and Q's on that. And here's even like a benefit of just doing an all-out just like 18, 19 plus event. I know for a fact, because the economy is in the shit, nobody is spending fucking money at these cons anymore. Or very little compared to what they used to. So if you have more adults in the convention space, that's more people who have the potential to have money on them to spend at the dealers, making it more appealing for your dealers to actually operate at your convention. That, and if it's a 19 plus only convention, completely makes the point of having a night market completely moot. You don't need it. Solved a shit ton of problems for you. Thank you. I will send you the bill later. And never mind the fact, too, that I'm willing to wager insurance policies, especially if it's just like an adult-only thing, it's going to be way fucking cheaper than having to deal with kids. That, and it's also your space, so if you want to go on about the media, you can control that all you like in space. Just don't wear your fetish gear outside.
And let's just say they did not learn the lesson that every other convention has learned by now, that the first year especially, the night market is going to be incredibly popular.
That's exactly what I was talking about. There's a fucking demand for dildos and sex pillows. Most people at these cons who are getting these hotel rooms are adults. Shocker. Who would have fucking guessed? Also, my boobs jiggle. I want to get bricked up the whole time. I mean...
Out of curiosity, novelty...
Oh yeah, Dio, did you see my fursuit head? You have not? I made this. I made this. I made this motherfucker. With my own 2 hands. I'll put them on later. I got glasses for him too, somewhere. Yeah, I also 3D printed these fursuit glasses. I made these glasses. These are my own work, my own model. But like, I literally, so what I ended up doing, I stole a photo of Calvin Klein glasses and just made a 3D model of like Calvin Klein's like glasses and then printed them at fursuit size.
Or just plain thirst on a Saturday night. The lineup was insane.
It's a thirst on a Saturday night. No. Again, adults go to these cons. Majority of the people who go to these cons are adults. I'm sorry, but most of the people who go to these cons want to fuck. Like, there are a group of people who are going to these cons wanting to hang out, not do that. They want to party, maybe just see some friends. Sure, go for it. You don't have to fuck at a furry convention. You don't have to do that stuff. I'm not saying that you're wrong not doing that stuff, but a vast majority of the people, especially if you look on fucking Grindr or Bark when you're at a furry convention, it's a good time.
Through the lobby, down the stairs, through the basement, and they had to clear the line in the lobby for fire reasons. The line was huge, and it was also
yeah, that's what I was complaining about.
It takes longer to get in. Now, do I think that a night market is a bad idea? Absolutely not. It's a good idea.
Tell me not to use. Well, they're not going to know that you're not using it, or that you're using it if you're wearing a full body fursuit. But, I mean, yeah, they might be questioning why your butt's vibrating, but like, at least leave some to the imagination.
They should have anticipated the need better, because I know the rooms the night market was in, and they were tiny. And tucking it in the basement of the convention also kind of put it out of the way, which forced...
So this person actually sat in the line for the night market while I was at a rave, partying my ass off, and then I actually hung out with, what's his bitch? Darius the Snow I hung out with for a little while at the Headless Lounge. By the way, Darius, I know you're not watching, but Darius gave me stickers, and they're currently still strapped to the back of my phone. Otherwise, I'll just have a small bump in the front, and he'll be sitting down. Nah, you don't notice that when you're wearing a fursuit. Trust me. Trust me. Ask me how I know.
Into a corner, which forced the lineups up the stairs. Overall, it just seemed like an unanticipated rush of people.
An unanticipated rush of people? Bullshit, because I knew that was going to fucking happen before the con even started.
Led to a huge backlog of people lining up there. Some people were genuinely unfriendly. Like, I had another event in the same basement area, and people were screaming at us that don't you dare cut in line for the night market. We're watching you. It's like, dude,
I think he's talking about me. Oh no!
There are other events in the basement, and you've basically wrecked those. So, chill. Anyway, it is what it is, and I hope that they, don't take the lesson that they shouldn't have a night market. and should instead take the lesson that maybe they should plan it alternately. They should plan it for another location.
Do what fucking MFF does and have a whole fucking room just going the whole weekend. Tuck it away in a corner somewhere. They've got plenty of space.
Or maybe make it 2 nights, or make it an all-day, not an all-day thing, but make it a extension of the vendor's room or a roped-off area where, for instance, they reserve the middle 2 rows of the vendor's room for night market only. And when the vendor's room closes, they seal off, they rope off all the other vendors' areas so no one can go there. And then they let people shop in that.
No, just have another room. Midwest Fur Fest does this.
As an example. Now, new events are always tough, and I know they should have anticipated it.
I don't think that the conventions are resisting the not safe for work tags. No, so if you've been in the furry fandom as long as I have, you would understand that we went through a period, especially with Uncle Kage running his fucking mouth about the media, where, oh, we have to make our presence in the media better, and we got to whitewash everything and make everything squeaky clean and show that it's family friendly. The problem with that is that it went way too far in one direction and completely now is starting to alienate the people who are adults. They're the ones spending the money in the fandom. They're the ones literally, like, I'm sorry, but like, adults are the ones buying commissions. They're buying the fursuits. They're buying the hotels. They're buying the con spaces. They're buying the fucking spaces for the fur meets. How the fuck do you think I found the fandom, Dio? Sorry, for everyone on YouTube, because I'm doing this streaming on YouTube and Twitch. There's currently 2 chat boxes I'm looking at. YouTube, Twitch, talking to someone from Twitch. But most people from back in the furries only knew furries from porn. And yeah, that's how I found the fandom. I found the fandom when I browsed 4chan when I was way younger, looking for dumb shit to do, and I just saw, wow, that's some really good looking porn. Then I discovered Second Life. Then I discovered fursuiting. And I found out that there was fur meets and furry forums. And I went to my first furry convention in 2012. And then it just whoop from there.
A little more.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Literally, just give me... Dude, this buddy asked me if I wanted hot chocolate literally at the start of the stream, and I said, yeah, I'll take one. And then he fucking didn't give me it, and now he's like, well, you never responded. It's like, yeah, I fucking did. Yeah, I did.
And they probably shouldn't have put it into the farthest corner of the room, but it is what it is. Anyway, the run-on effect of that was, to be frank,
want my fucking hot chocolate.
Interesting was walking
Motherfucker.
on Saturday night and saying, wow, why is everything so dead? Like, just in the hallways, usually at night, there's people wandering the halls, chatting, sprawled out in places and all this other stuff. And usually there's just sort of an energy on Saturday night, and there really wasn't. And then the realization was, because a significant percentage of the con attendees after dark were all crammed in the basement waiting for the night market. So
yep.
It really hurt the Saturday night vibe, to be.
Saturday night, the only reason why I had any fun was because they said, fuck the night market, I'm going to the rave. That was the only place that had other people. And even then, it was mid. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like, it wasn't good like the previous year.
Blunt. Everything seemed a little less crowded. So yeah, there was the hotel, there was the elevators, the lack of hotel rooms, the night market, and those were the main bads. And again, I think the weather saved Fernal for at least the hotel aspect and the shuttle inconsistency aspect. And the night market, well, yeah, that was just a fiasco.
Yeah.
So hopefully they live and learn from it, and hopefully the lesson is not to not have a night market, but to maybe either move it to Friday night or
just make it part of the convention.
Vendor's room or something like that. And yeah, I think there's definitely an event there, and I'd like to see it.
That's the thing too. I'm going to go on a bit more of a bitch fest about the adult stuff. There is a fetish friendly event that happened in Toronto. It used to be under the name Fierce. It is now under the name Furry completely. They just had a bit of a rebranding. But the thing is, when you have one night every few months, one night, and the number of people that show up to this party for this fetish like rave, furry oriented fetish rave, dwarfs like a lot of fucking conventions. You can't tell me there's not a fucking market for this. We need something a bit more adult. I'm gonna go wash my old mug from yesterday's hot chocolate, and he's gonna go make me a hot chocolate. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute. I'll be quick. I promise. Don't leave me. I love you. Okay. I am back. Okay. Yeah, no. So as I was saying, I would love to see Furry completely eventually turn into a furry convention, because I think there's a lot of potential there. It'd be nice if we had something other than Vernal Equinox for a convention in our local area, because like FE is just too fucking big. It sucks now. Like, I'm sorry. It was a great con. Then everyone's like, oh, this is a great con. And then you all... Fuck off. Like, sorry, I was just getting spammed with notifications. But yeah, no, it was a great con. People are like, oh yeah, it's a great con. And then they flooded it. Now it's just like... no more fucking room.
The other bad that I noticed...
The thing is, there's a lot of people from the United States that are coming in, and we don't really get many furry things here in Canada. Like, yeah, we have some good shit here. But that's our good shit. Fuck off.
Where myself and a few other people had their panels kind of, rejected, or their events rejected. And we were, like, wandering Friday night, and a bunch of the panel rooms were empty all night.
Oh, yeah.
So...
yeah, that's another thing that pissed a lot of people off. There was not very many panels, and a lot of them got rejected, even though we had the fucking space for them. Where the fuck... where was the content?
They wanted content. They could have had content.
Yeah, where was the content?
By that, because maybe they just didn't like the events. Who knows?
Or maybe they had personal vendettas against some of the people trying to host the events?
No, your event
We've done that before.
Except there were empty panel rooms. So I don't know what the deal was with that. Is what it is. I always kind of hope for more variety, because I kind of feel like, at any convention, maybe 30 to 50% of the panels are always the same every year. The what is fursuiting, or what is cosplay, all these other sort of panel topics out
there.
How
do I fucking mute notifications? This is getting...
some of these, especially the one-on-one panels, are good to have. But it did feel like there was a lot of overlap.
Oh, we're sorry, dude, but like...
years and this year's, and I mean, maybe that's just who applied. So I don't have a window into all the other applications, but next year, I guess the goal is...
The thing is, like, I had a panel approved one year, not this year, but it was a different year. It was literally, don't be that guy. I had to avoid being that guy in the furry fandom. I decided not to go through with the panel, though, even after approval, because, like, that caused controversy.
Go out of my way to make some panel stuff that might be some fun chaos. Regardless, Other content-wise, I think everything went okay with the events and the dance. I mean, there's always security.
I've been wanting to do a panel on how to use OBS Studio properly, especially as a furry, like for furry VTubing. Because none of y'all motherfuckers know how to use it properly. There's a lot of bigger like YouTubers, and I'm not going to name names because I don't like name dropping people, who I've had to help sort their shit out, and then now they're just seem to think I'm their fucking, what the fuck is it? They're on the clock tech support.
But that is to be expected. I didn't hear any reports of anything significantly bad happening this year. There was nothing infamous. There was no the Fernal Equinox 2024 blank incident.
That's pissing me off. So number one, no dance ... issues. That guy who danced naked at Fernal Equinox 2023 showed up at Fierce Toronto Pride and decided to pick someone up who, without permission, and swing them around, and then took a swing at one of my friends, and I got it all on video. And the false threats, that wasn't actually a false threat. Someone said, I have a... Okay, it's kind of a threat, but like they screamed, like Bloody Mary scream, he's got a gun. At like 3 a.m. And now the convention staff weren't allowed to be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. But I got some, we're not supposed to tell you what happened, but you know, because of people's safety, we can't tell you what happened. As it was confirmation that yes, that's exactly what happened. Person screamed they had a gun. They didn't have a gun. They're just being a jackass, and it caused some problems.
Other than the night market, so that's good.
Other than the night market, kiss my ass.
Like you think about,
again, waiting an hour to do anything is not fun when you're spending $1,000 for an event.
I'm gonna
especially in this fuck ass hotel. I'm sorry, but like the Westin Harbor Castle sucks dick as a hotel. Especially if you've seen the new renovated rooms. They have hardwood flooring in a hotel. And they removed the bathtub. They only have showers now. It's like, great, you're trying to cheap out on cleaning product. You don't want your staff vacuuming the floors now. They're just going to be mopping the floors. So, grime and mildew is going to build up like a motherfucker in that hotel now. Especially a hotel that has been notorious for fucking flooding.
In the convention, the convention for the attendees. But no, it is definitely a thing that a convention has to strive for. Is the once
I don't like your video.
Gets a certain rep, it can go downhill really fast. I've seen this with anime cons. I've seen this.
Rainforest went down because that was a whole thing on its own. That was its own fucking breed of fuck.
It happened with furry cons, it happened with sci-fi cons, or even other conventions. I mean, that was the way back in the day with DEF CON had that problem, where it started to slide and it started getting kind of risky, and that can kill a convention really quickly.
I didn't want to read that. That's too much text. You should have just said it to me. Why am I reading text when you're talking to me?
Thing to look at is the venue's future and the hotel's future and the convention center's future. Fernal Equinox's future.
I have a fucking fuck-ass feeling that this hotel wants to demolish the convention center and put up condos. I have no there's nothing confirming that. There's not even really any rumors on that. It's just a feeling.
And the attendance. The hotel isn't big enough. And maybe they'll give us rooms back after they finish renovating, or...
Oh yeah, renovating for the last 10 fucking years.
You know, I can only imagine that convention center is not long for this world, because it's too far removed from any other hotel to make sense. It's too big of a convention center for a hotel the size that it is. So I'm baffled it sticks around, but I'm worried that it'll eventually be...
There are more than enough rooms at the Westin Harbor Castle to house the 3,000 plus fucking people going to the convention. Problem is that it's just renovation after renovation after renovation, and they don't want to clog up the entire weekend of like hotel. Like the hotel doesn't want to clog up the entire weekend of potential room reservations at a discounted rate. well, depending on discount. I'm not sure how Vernal Equinox handles the discounted rate. I think FE puts a little bit of money in on every hotel room, but I think Vernal Equinox only has so much money to be able to put towards these rooms to get the cheaper room blocks. And I think that's kind of what the issue is, and that's kind of why they're really pushing people. Like, if you want us to do cheaper rooms, you're gonna have to do the like. There's gonna be there needs to be more sponsors and super sponsors, because that's what pays for the good stuff. That's what pays for the convention is the sponsor badges. So if we want more rooms, more people are gonna have to spend money on a sponsor, because that's exactly what happened last year. Yeah, we had the hey, if you buy a sponsorship badge, then you get an early access to the room. But the thing is that later they released more rooms after more people got sponsor badges. And I'm pretty certain that's the reason why there was more rooms that became available, is because we had more sponsors trying to get a room. And now we have the room lottery that if you're a sponsor, you get a lot more priority than a regular attendee in the lottery. So we'll see how that goes.
Condos.
The thing is too, like, I'm not someone who gets the double queens. I get a single queen or a single king when I'm at these cons. This is just for me and my husband. I don't need the double queens. Everyone goes for the double queens.
And if it does, well, then Fernal's got to move anyway. Fernal is lucky right now because the venue they have has 3 big rooms. And for a furry convention,
it's the only place in Toronto that we could do a furry convention, other than the same spot where the Comic-Con happens. They got to move the weekend. If they want to expand, if they want to move venue, they have to move the weekend. And that defeats the point of Vernal Equinox, because it's the Vernal Equinox. That's the point of the fucking convention. They shot themselves in the fucking foot with that one. Sorry.
You need at least 2. You need a big vendor room because people are walking around in suits, and you need.
They should honestly just rename it to TFC, Toronto FurCon. Done.
Big sort of main dance event room. Fernal actually has 3, which is, more than a lot of places have now. And frankly, it's hard finding a hotel that has that, even 2. Most only have 1 big room. Fernal, in the future, if this is not its future venue, depending what the hotel does, or the convention center, is going to have an existential crisis of where it's located for a con its size. Furry cons also have the difficulty of you want them to be people to be hoteled in walking distance of the convention, or you have to have an incredibly robust shuttle system. Otherwise, you're walking in suits. The suitors just can't operate properly. I don't know what it's going to do in the long term in that regard, and because it's so married to the weekend, Vernal seems really committed to the bit of being on the Vernal Equinox weekend. It also runs it up against Fan Expo. It runs it up against...
It's not Fan Expo, it's Comic-Con.
Runs against Spring Break. It's definitely not an ideal weekend for it. On
St. Patty's Day doesn't help either, but that's part of the fun, actually.
And I don't know in the future if that's going to be something that has to change.
Well, it's not really part of the fun. I don't really see anyone... Like, you're already going to the hotel to get drunk anyway, regardless. So, like, if it's St. Patrick's Day or not, it's fucking moot.
I think it's great. But it is definitely at that cusp phase.
Change it to TFC.
Become too big for the venue it's in if it's not careful. And it's already
please, Vernal Equinox, just change it to TFC.
And the rest of the venue should be fine. It seems to have room to grow. It's definitely going to strongly limit the number of places because mid-sized convention spaces with 2 large venue rooms are actually hard to find. Friends and I have actually sort of gone through those names to try to figure that out. And they really aren't that common. You either need to have a really tucked away dealer's room that's not very big, and a big dance room, or a tiny dance room and a big vendor's area,
I think Vernal Equinox's dance room is too big. That is just... I get we have, like, the dance competition and shit happening in there. I get that... it's not even the dance comp. It's like... there's the fucking masquerade and shit. Like, we have a lot of big fucking shit that happens in that room. But what they're leaving out, because they're forgetting, there's 3 big rooms. There is the main stage 2, and then there's the dealer's room. Main stage 2 being in between the 2 towers on the top floor. It used to be where the zoo was, but then they changed the rooms where the zoo is, and now you have the second largest stage. If you want my opinion, they should put the dance on the second largest stage and then just have the big main stage for the thing. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Granted, I don't know what the numbers are for that room. Or, thing is, like, they would need to have audio and video equipment for both stages, and I don't think they want to do that. It's not happening. They really, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We have the space. It doesn't matter.
No way around it. So yeah, I think that's the interesting long-term.
But to be honest, like, if you want more people to go to the dance, you should honestly put it on the same thing as the hotel. That way people aren't tripping over staircases, or actually, no, I'm going to say just staircases because the escalators were fucking down. So they had to run up and down the stairs, which kind of killed the rave a little bit. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, we had the elevator for the fursuiters, but like that didn't run the whole night. Or it didn't run that late.
Question for Fernal. It's still growing slowly. It's not jumping up in attendance by huge numbers, mainly because it competes with a big American con as well. But
oh, it's absolutely jumping in huge numbers. 2023, or was it 2024? Doesn't matter. They ran out of badges and started using coasters. I remember that. They had Vernal Equinox coasters with a staff member signature on them that they used as a badge because they ran out of badges because they did not anticipate for that growth.
Future questions for the convention. What does it want to be? And let's be honest, I'm not one to say that the convention has to be huge. I don't want Fernal to be MFF. It's not.
Neither do I.
In fact,
I don't even want Fernal
now because that's what I want to see more of. So yeah.
Actually, no, I do want Fernal. I want Fernal from like 2015, 2014. When we were in the Sheraton, we basically had a furry in every single room in the Sheraton. There was parties on every fucking floor, and you just kind of knew everyone. It was a smaller con. It was a much better time. And it just, I don't know. Call it nostalgia. Call it whatever you want. But Vernal Equinox was peak in the Sheraton.
That's sort of the interesting points at the end, is what's going to happen with the convention, with the space and the hotel. Maybe by next year we still have the space for the convention and the hotel's giving us rooms back again. That would be nice. Or we're going to have a bad weekend where the shuttle system's going to be tested, or we're going to have to see how many Ubers will accept people in fursuits. Just a few thoughts for what's sort of coming up. Overall, I did have a good time, and I think the event went well. But I think Vernal is definitely at a very interesting...
I don't see a reason why a Uber would reject anyone if they wore a fursuit. Like, so what? Oh, fuck! I remember a guy, Vernal Equinox this year, called us all freaks as he's driving out in his fucking lifted Ford F-150. And I'm just like, bro, you're driving a lifted truck. You probably only use that to buy groceries. No doubt, you've got a tiny dick. Shut the fuck up, at least I'm getting laid, unlike you.
Forward.
Fucking Mr. needs to compensate.
Married to this weekend, moving away from Toronto means that the people who are using Fan Expo as a co-weekend can't go there anymore. There's nothing really in the downtown that will be able to accommodate it near Fan Expo, because Fan Expo eats all the hotels nearby. It's amazing that we have the hotel.
It's not Fan Expo, it's Toronto Comic Con.
As we do have. Going to the airport, there are some locations, but most of them don't have the big rooms.
Hey, I know those two people.
Former DoubleTree, I can't remember what it's.
And if you go upwards, one big room. And to the left there, that's the smoker's pit. You go there if you want to get some of the bomb-ass weed,
the international center's not,
or if you're looking for a room party.
There's the Sheraton across
People
the
know where the good
CC
parties are.
has really one big
In the
room.
smoker pit.
It's tough. That's the typical design.
If you want to meet, make new friends, you don't even have to smoke. If you want to make good friends,
Castle offers is a rarity now. So
go to the smoker pit.
Fingers crossed that they can sort of grow appropriately. And furry conventions have some extra sort of requirements of people having to walk in. You know, it has to be indoor walkable for the most part.
Holy shit, no it doesn't. I fucking hate this. Like, oh yeah, fursuits are different requirements. Have you seen some of the extent that people go through there for their fucking cosplays at anime conventions or even comic book conventions? This is a null argument. Shut the fuck up.
It's going to be in the winter or the summer. You really don't want to have people too far flung, or if you do, you have to be Anthrocon with a very robust shuttle system. So anyway, just a few things to think about. It was a good time, and I'm thank you.
All right, we're here. I don't like the entrance to this hotel, though. It is kind of shit.
I do wish them the best.
I always make fun of this because they have two heaters blasting downwards in front of a sign that's saying, please use revolving doors and save energy. And you have two heaters on the outside blasting downwards. What? What?
Convention continues to grow and figure out what the con wants to be and where it's going to be, because it's going to be tough staying in Toronto in the long term, depending on the venue available.
Wrong.
We're kind of tied to that venue for the unique qualities for now. If that
Wrong.
changes, we might be in trouble. Anyway,
wrong.
So hopefully you enjoyed the B-roll.
Sorry, you're wrong. We just moved the weekend.
Other stuff, and I'll be
Sorry, but you got to stop with this vernal equinox
Thanks,
shit.
everyone. Hope you enjoyed the Rambly Con report.
I like this guy's video, though. Not bad. Oh, wow. I guarantee you if we watch this video, Vernal Equinox 2018, living large. You're going to find... Hey, that's a local there. But we're going to find working elevators. We're going to have all the same stuff. Look at these people. There's actually people in the con space because they could actually get to the convention. Look at this. Oh, God. 2018 was a good year. It was a good year. That was right when I was getting to furry YouTube. Just before my fall into a deep depression. Hey, quotations for YouTube, but like, really, I just kind of stopped doing it. It was too much effort. Oh yeah, they have their own audio on this. Oh, Taru. I didn't care enough to know what your name was before. By the way, I don't even think they did a fursuit photo shoot this year, or if they did, I missed it. Because... elevators! Of course! Holy shit. This bat suit here, that is an old fucking fursuit. I remember seeing that at FP 2024. Or not 2024, 2014. Fuck, I'm old. That's a whole decade difference between 2014 and 2024. Fucking rainbow tail motherfucker having over there. Now let's dodge another local. I made an ass of myself to dodge. I invited him over for drinks and I got too drunk. Not proud of that moment. Nothing like bad happened, but like I was trying to have a conversation. As I'm having this conversation, the alcohol like really started to fucking hit me. And it was a blurry mess. Oh, I don't care about the dance cop. Why do I always miss the con that has my persona's name on it? Equinox, you're a taxi cab. What are you talking about? Anyways, that has been my hour-long rant about Vernal Equinox. I just really want a furry convention. What is the fucking... Conference. I've not actually been to this con yet. It's in Ottawa. It's another convention that happens in Ontario, Canada. It's a 8 drive from where I am at, so it's a lot to get to, and that's driving by bus, so apparently there's some drama too with this guy where he doesn't want to host anymore. Ajax Fox, can I just... Fuck copyright music, I'm dead. I lost my YouTube channel.
Ken France 2024. Right now I'm with my boy, Toucher the Fault, aka Tisapmanik. How are you doing today?
Bro, that was some lazy editing.
Well,
I just want to see what this hotel looks like. Yeah, you're good at editing. Holy shit. Yeah, bonjour, je m'appelle, je suis fromage. Yeah. Oh, fuck, I just lost my fucking...
bonjour. Parlez-vous, monsieur?
It's Ottawa. You gotta know French. What is this fucking video? Bro, this guy's got some real vibes here. Got some real copyright fucking strikes here.
Hey, yo, what the dragon doing? Alright, quick question for you. What is your gender? Logistic. Sounds great.
Logistic.
Thank you. Have a nice con. Yes.
What is your gender?
Good, Blake?
I gotta get in shit for saying this. It's Apache attack helicopter.
Yeah.
Swat, 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 swat.
Yeah.
I miss this style of furry YouTubing. Oh, it's fucking adorable. I love it. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. F1 memes, only that.
Radio check.
What?
Loud and clear.
Radio check. Loud and clear.
Oh, Ferrari friends. Oh, Ferrari friends. Yo, Blake. Yeah. Blake, you wanna know something?
Is Proto Blake local?
New Ferrari car.
They follow me on Twitter, but like don't actually know they follow me on Twitter.
You're welcome.
I still don't even know what's at this con or even what it looks like.
Can't
This
really
video-
see it with my iPhone camera, but with my own eye. Yo, bro, driving the Jetta. I tape all the way.
There's a lot to take in. Can I have like actual I mean that's a good video, don't get me wrong, but like
Hey, t'as-tu vu ça? On est dehors, ça n'a pas d'allure. Cancellez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Ah!
that was some French. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. The thing is, this is Ottawa too, so like, it's still in Ontario. I'm afraid of going to this con. Do I need to know French to be at this con?
C'est fait pour mettre de la glace dans vos boissons.
Oh, someone 3D printed the boy kisser.
Du plaisir!
So I have one of those things. I want to I want to make a casing for those fursuit fans so it looks like a vape.
On est présentement dans le dealer's den.
Oh yeah, c'est chez fromage. Ho ho ho, baguette.
C'est merveilleux. Beaucoup plus d'espace. que une-
Bibliothèque, s'il vous plaît. tiny dealer's room. I have hope for this con. I might do this next year. I gotta think about it, but like, it might be fun. Might be fun. What the fuck? Oh, this red dragon's also a local. That's a newer suit though. I haven't seen that one. Deer. I should learn French before I go. I should try to learn French. Again, the only reason why I didn't want to learn it in school is because I was fucking bored of school. Fuck. Alright, nerds. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm probably gonna go play some Fortnite in a hot minute, so stick around on Twitch. How do I end my stream now that I've done this multiple output thing?